bad time, but you go ahead and get into a battle royale with the locals at a crime scene.
Tell me, Bluffkin, art thou preparing for the battle royale?
We could have a battle royale.
Battle royale!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cinematic Adventures. Don't forget, if you guys are listening to us on the go, you can find us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, basically anywhere you get your podcasts. You can also find more of our content on our website, themisfitfaction.com. There you find links to not only this show, but some of our other shows like the Multiverse Fancast and MF Uncensored. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Paul, with me in the studio, because this is going to be an event, a cinematic event, a cinematic adventure, if you will. We first have Sean. Sean, how are you?
It's just wonderful to be here, Paul.
Always. Is it? It's only been 3 hours. And special guests. We have special guests. I totally forgot. Very special guests.
At least one of them.
On a very special episode.
We have very special boy.
All right, this has gone off the rails completely, but we have from YouTube and your mom's other diary. Sorry, Sean.
It's all right.
We have BlindBat8719 himself, Brendan. Brendan, how are you?
I'm having a blast being here. Thanks for having me on.
I actually want you to leave, but anyway. And from the Multiverse Fancast and your dad's diary, we have Ronnie. Ronnie, how are you today?
That was a great intro. I think you could do better next time, especially since you kind of hyped up that you're going to do something different.
Yeah, I know. I rehearsed one whole thing. You know what? Even better, if you guys aren't watching on YouTube, all right? If you guys aren't watching on YouTube,
you should.
Ronnie was mocking the entire intro as I was trying to do it and stare directly at the camera. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now. Yeah. Anyway, we do have a very special episode for you guys. We are going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of just talking about one movie and or TV show, we have created, and by we, I mean Sean has created, a battle royale of cinematic excellence. Excellence is a very strong word from what I'm told.
At one point, we'll get there.
Producer's notes, not excellent. But anyway, so what we're going to be doing is, I'm going to hand it over to Sean in a second to explain, but we are going to be going through a list of 64
of something
entertainment
properties.
Thank you for saving me on that one. I was drowning. But so I'm going to hand it over to Sean, so he's going to explain the rules. Sean.
Thank you, Paul. Well, I just want to give a little props to Brendan over here, who actually came up with the idea. Because we are at the point of recording, we are recording both episodes for Cinematic here and Multiverse. Please wait for our Multiverse episode to drop later in the week. We will have something similar to what we're doing here on Cinematic. So Brendan did superhero movies, and I'm doing, wait for it, cartoon shows, our favorite cartoon shows growing up.
How'd you find 64?
You really think there was?
I can
could have found more
right now.
Okay,
we don't have
calm
time.
down.
All right, so we're going to be doing it in a very similar style. So we're going to basically get two properties, and we'll go around the table. We'll vote on them. Sean will be the deciding factor should a tie arise. It caused no controversy on our other show, the Multiverse Fancast.
Me and Sean only lost 4 out of 4.
It was painful. A few of those. It was rigged.
It was rigged. If it was rigged, Amazing Spider-Man 2 would have won.
We're gonna preface this by saying, as I say, that this is built on obviously nostalgia. You know, we may remember certain ones of these, and we won't have much to say about them, but you can still vote on them. If you haven't seen it, like at all, then just say, I haven't seen it. My vote doesn't count, whether you want. Doesn't matter to me. All right, so we are starting off on the West Coast. We have the cartoon version of Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
I like that one.
Versus Disney's Bonkers.
Ace Ventura. I hated Bonkers.
Okay.
Isn't that the Marsupilami?
Yeah.
It was their version of because they couldn't get the rights to Roger Rabbit, so they created Bonkers. Was kind of their
fall I'm gonna go Ace Ventura.
Same.
Ace Ventura.
Okay.
All right.
What about you?
Paul's happy. That's a plus.
What was your vote?
I probably would have gone Bonkers. I didn't really watch Ace Ventura when I was a kid.
You know, they did a crossover with The Mask.
Yes, I do remember that.
I remember it. It was awesome.
Same guy did the voice for both characters, I believe.
Weirdest thing.
Rob Paulson.
Right?
All right. We have Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers versus Beavis and Butthead.
Oh.
All right.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
I agree. I wasn't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead. You know,
we just talked about that too in our South Park episode. Like, comment, subscribe. But anyway, Yeah, I'm gonna go Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers. Best theme, one of the top 5 theme songs.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I feel like if we were born early 80s, we would appreciate Beavis and Butthead a lot more because we would have
Yeah.
probably been able to watch a lot more of it. But
See, I
I
this is
struggling
tough.
here.
Obviously, as a kid, it was Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. But
Yeah.
I mean,
We love the movie.
Do
yeah,
America
I'll go with
or
Chip
Chip and Dale?
Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
Rescue Rangers. All right. So good start here. Oh, Paul's gonna like this one. We have South Park
Okay.
versus Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
Dragon Ball Z. 10
Huh?
trillion percent.
Never watched Dragon Ball Z, so I guess I can't vote.
you
Um,
haven't seen Dragon Ball Z?
I have
Neither have
not.
I.
I have no interest
You
in
and
it.
I are the only ones.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z then. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
South Park should have won, but okay.
South Park still going strong.
Yep.
All right.
So is
We
Dragon
have
Ball.
So is Dragon Ball.
Is it?
calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super.
Guys, we're not trying to start something here. Calm down.
That was the whole point of this. I thought.
Highest rated, like highest
On
grossing.
camera, you can't do anything
But-
to us.
Is it still called Dragon Ball Z?
It's the Dragon Ball franchise.
Yeah.
But South Park is still South Park.
Oh my god. All right, keep going.
Yeah, please.
Sorry. All right. We have Ed and Eddy
Yes.
versus the Men in Black animated series.
Ooh, Men in Black. I remember watching that. That was a great. That was a fun show.
Ed and Eddie for me.
Really?
I haven't seen Ed and Eddy, but I'm gonna go Men in Black. I think it's just awesome.
I watched both of them. Ed and Eddy was probably a little ahead of its time. It was funny, but the Men in Black cartoon show was just kind of it was cheesy fun. I liked it, so I gotta go Men in Black on that one. All right. All right. I have a feeling I know what's going to win this because I don't think any of us watched one of these, but we have Sailor Moon
Yeah.
Mhm.
versus the Wild Thornberries.
Wild
I've-
Thornberries. Wild Thornberries.
Somebody turn on his microphone,
I
please.
I will admit I have seen here and there Sailor Moon.
It used to be
Well,
on before something else when I was
yeah.
a kid. I think it was on Nickelodeon
Yep.
or it was USA, one of those networks.
I
It
think
was
Fox.
maybe Fox.
I don't know.
Channel 9.
Did they make a movie out of Sailor Moon?
There's like several movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
like live action?
No.
Didn't they try one like
There's probably a Broadway show somewhere in
Okay.
Japan. Yeah.
All right.
That's not Broadway.
I guess
You're
I
talking
gotta,
about one of the most classic series of all time
Wild Thornberries.
versus the Wild Thornberries. I'm going Sailor Moon.
I'm gonna go Wild Thornberries.
The Wild
It's
Thornberries.
so mad.
Even the movie was good.
Wild Thornberries meet Rugrats.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
Bruce Willis is the voice of Spike. All right. I'm sorry, Brendan, but
Now
I
you
gotta go Wild
realize this.
Thornberries.
You're so passionate.
Yeah.
This is gonna be. I know what's gonna win here. I think, but one of these losing out so early is gonna stink. We have The Simpsons
Hmm.
versus Rocko's Modern Life.
I think The Simpsons just because it's a little bit more iconic. And obviously it's survived.
I like Rocko's Modern Life. I really, really do. Watching them together as an adult would be much more interesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think Simpsons, it's like Ronnie said, it's got that longevity. It's lasted. It's got the movie. I think Rocko was another one that was well ahead of its time and didn't know what its target audience should
And-
have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a show for adults on during kid time. Though.
Yeah.
Oh baby, oh
Simpsons.
baby.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, it's a shame because I think Rocko's Modern Life is an underrated gem of a TV
Yes.
cartoon. It just shows what they could get away with back then, and it's crazy. But The Simpsons is The Simpsons. It's probably one of the most iconic cartoons ever made,
Yeah.
even though the show should have ended 15 years ago. But we'll go with The Simpsons.
I really hope you're recording this on your screen too.
I am.
Oh, good.
No, I'm not actually.
I know.
I never could
I know.
figure that out. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Sorry, no need. You can just
All
take a
right.
picture at the end.
We
Yeah,
have
you can do that.
Ren and Stimpy versus
Ooh.
Nickelodeon Doug.
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 I didn't like
See,
Ren and
since you
Stimpy.
said Nickelodeon, Doug.
I had to preface that
ABC,
because
yeah.
Disney Doug
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
And Disney Doug is not on this list. I will say that right
Okay.
now.
I was gonna say if you said Doug
Yeah.
and
You-
and you incorporated everything.
No,
with
I
Doug,
got you. I see.
Yes, but because you said Nickelodeon, Doug, I'm going with Doug.
There we go.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like how we
Alright.
put the camera right in front of Sean, so when Ronnie looks Sean in the eye, he's staring at you guys.
All right. We've got the Angry Beavers
Classic.
versus Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think I'm gonna go Angry Beavers on that one. I definitely watched both, but I remember the Angry Beavers a little bit more. And then hearing about how that show ended behind the
Yeah.
scenes is wild.
See,
I never heard that. I don't know.
Oh, they storyboarded the whole thing. It was like a whole big fight between them and Nickelodeon, and like their last episode was like a huge satire against them. I don't know. You got to look it up though.
This is the chubby Sonic design, right? Not the sleek one. That
Whoa,
makes
whoa,
a
a
big
little
difference.
It's the one with the robot and the robot chicken. I don't know if they were always in. That's the cartoon.
I think Angry Beaver. If this is the one I think it is, I'm gonna go with Angry Beavers over that this version of Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the one where he's always eating the chili dogs, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, so that one I think it's nice. I think Angry Beavers is probably a better show than that version of Sonic.
Angry Beavers.
All right,
Yeah.
I was gonna go Sonic. I used to watch
Sorry.
Sonic USA
Oh, I
Network
still love
back in the
Sonic.
day.
Yeah.
But there's so many interpretations of Sonic, so I wasn't
Yeah.
sure which one to pick. All right, I guess we're on to we got Ace Ventura, Pet Detective versus Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Chip and Dale Rescue. Yeah.
Yeah, Rescue Rangers.
Chocolate chip cookies. I don't know. Everybody's yelling.
No,
I love Ace Ventura. I really did.
Mhm.
But Chip and Dale was just.
The thing with Ace Ventura is the fact that movie is so much better. You
Yeah,
know,
fair.
like,
Yeah, that's fair.
it almost taints the cartoon.
I can get
You
behind
know.
that a little bit. All right, Sean.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta go Chip and Dale on this one.
Rescue
Okay.
Rangers, Chip and.
All right,
Get some
I know
Monica.
what's gonna win this one. Dragon Ball Z versus the Men in Black animated TV show.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Men in Black.
Contrarian.
I never
Men in-
watched Dragon
I'm
Ball
gonna-
Z.
I
There's
mean,
no interest.
I gotta go Men in Black because I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z, but we can come up with a better way to determine this because I feel like
No, it's you.
You have the
that's not
tiebreaker.
fair, though.
I mean, if you want to
No,
talk
it
like-
is fair, Sean.
if
We
you
finally win
wanna
a tiebreaker today.
If you want to talk about longevity, as you said with the Simpsons, Dragon
No,
Ball Z
I-
is still going on.
I'm gonna pick Dragon Ball because I think the show is more iconic than Men in Black.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just didn't watch it.
I just look at who has a balloon in the Macy's Day Parade.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. I'm literally not upset about it. I just
It's a tough one, and that's the problem with like some of these choices. Some of them have been around for a long time.
yeah, I see. I didn't know Dragon Ball Z started in the 80s.
Yeah,
Did not know
yeah,
that.
yeah, long.
I thought that was a late 90s show.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon and Digimon and all that.
That's just when the English version started coming
Ah,
out.
That
Like,
was my hard part when I was trying to come up with some ideas to give him, is that shows that I know came in the 90s only got to America in the 2000s. And I'm like, well, we didn't really watch it in the 90s. I think that doesn't really fit the
Well,
criteria.
when I initially started this, my idea was just 90s shows that
Yeah.
started in the 90s. That's it. So, but then I was like, oh, there's so many good shows that started
Yeah.
late 80s that
Yeah.
went into the 90s. So, all right, we got The Simpsons versus The Wild Thornberries.
Simpsons.
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 That's fair.
I really do like Wild Thornberry.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
that was a very good
All
show.
right. We got Nickelodeon's Doug versus the Angry Beavers.
Doug.
Doug.
Thank you. Okay, we got Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers versus Dragon Ball Z.
Chip and Dale.
I'm gonna go Dragon Ball Z.
Again, just because I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z.
That's fair.
the
That's
only
totally
reason.
fair.
I'm gonna go with Dragon Ball Z.
You guys are killing me. Putting much more pressure on me than you did for Brendan. All right, I'm gonna pick Dragon Ball Z because again, it's still going. It's
It's the longevity.
the
Again,
longevity.
It's a big franchise. It's kind of like if you were to say The Simpsons versus Dragon Ball Z.
That's better comparison
It's
almost.
huge franchises, big movies.
Don't
like-
worry, we'll get there.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We might actually.
All right.
Maybe
Let's
we'll
get
see,
there.
but
We are.
yeah, I'm gonna this next one's gonna hurt me if it goes against me. It's gonna be The Simpsons versus Nickelodeon Doug.
I'm gonna go Nickelodeon Doug.
Thank you. I love you.
Well, you bring up one how long the show's been going on for, and then you don't choose The Simpsons, but you choose in Dragon Ball Z.
That wasn't my defining characteristic though of the
See,
of,
that was mine.
Yeah. I don't know.
it's how I vote.
If
I'm going Simpsons.
all right.
This
I would rather watch that than Doug,
this is
Really?
even
tough.
to this day.
That's a good one.
I am torn. I do think young Brendan enjoyed Doug a lot more than The Simpsons, but I do think The Simpsons probably overall has better storylines and better episodes in terms of numbers over Doug. So I'm gonna go with The Simpsons.
So tiebreaker, and now you have to honor the Dragon Ball Z. Now the slow burn on that one.
But okay, I'm going to establish by saying, in my heart, I want to pick Nickelodeon's Doug. I don't think any episode of the original version of Doug is bad. I think they're all fantastic. The first 10 seasons of The Simpsons, I don't think can be beat. I thought that show was fantastic. It was hysterical. Oh my God, it's so stretched out. It's just so
It should
diluted
have
with
ended a
just,
long time
it should have ended so long ago.
Well, that's the
I-
problem,
I-
though. There's too much to make fun of in the world, so you have to.
No,
keep going.
I that's why Simpsons, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, they're all doing the
Yeah.
same thing. They're just stretching out. Fox is never going to let these shows go off the air until the creators want to.
Unless it's the Cleveland show.
God. All right.
You gotta do it.
I gotta
You
go
gotta do it.
Simpsons. If
Gotta
I'm
do it.
going, I'm going. I'm just so upset. All right. Simpsons versus Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball
Dragon Ball Z.
Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Wait. Okay, say that again. Dragon Ball Z and Simpsons and Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go Simpsons on this one.
That's fair. That is a great comparison. Because you look at Dragon Ball Z, especially in Japan, it is still one of the highest grossing anime franchises. I want to say that the movies are the highest grossing anime movies of all time. At least
They're up there.
They're definitely up there. I think one of them did catch that reign for a while. But you look at movies versus how much they've done. Simpsons is been around for a long time. They have one movie to their name, and they were the gold standard for a lot of animation for a long time. And that's not just because they're all yellow.
The movie held up too.
The movie still holds up.
Movie
The
does
movie is
actually
really
hold up.
good.
We just talked about it on our South Park episode. Like, comment, subscribe. But we talked about how The Simpsons did a great job, even though it took way too long to do the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, as much as I love it, it's a franchise that the movies are not continuity at all. So it's confusing to begin with.
Yeah.
It's a show that you wait months, if not years, for new episodes sometimes. So I would concede it's a tough one. It's a tough apples and oranges kind of thing, but at the same time, same batch of fruit.
I mean, I'm not thinking. I'm not sure what you mean by apples and oranges. I think you could still, because both of them have missteps. Because again, who really talks about Dragon Ball GT?
I love Dragon Ball GT.
Oh, okay.
So bad.
So there's some of that I would say, like, where again there have been making missteps, and then I think Super gave Dragon Ball a resurgence.
Mhm.
And from the little bit that I've seen about the Simpsons in the later years, there was a little bit of an uptick in quality in the last couple of seasons. So again, I think you could have a good comparison. It's a better fight than we've had some of the other ones so far. But again, as Sean has stated, Simpsons are going to be moving on. So
All right. So we are into the next round. All right. We got Batman the Animated Series versus Pokemon.
Oh no!
Frick.
I was really afraid you were going to say gargoyles.
Oh no, that would
I'm
have been
going
That would have been
Batman.
worse.
I'm going Batman the Animated Series.
It's this one's a tough comparison bit because you have one of the greatest Western animated things of all time with Batman the Animated Series, and then you have one of the things as the juggernaut of Nintendo in Japan. So it's very much like an East versus West fight, which makes this a really tough one to kind of like which one is the better of the two. And again, it's if you want to if we're talking about longevity, technically, Pokemon beats it. They had what, 23rd season just started, and 22 of them followed Ash being a 10-year-old boy collecting Pokemon.
Kind of.
And while Batman has his own level of longevity, but he also has his spin-offs and whatnot. But I do think in terms of years, in terms of the animated show, Pokemon has it right at that part. In terms of impact on childhood, I mean, the Pokemon craze was insane.
Still there.
Yeah.
I never got into Pokemon.
I tried.
I don't know why.
I tried so hard to get Sean into Pokemon.
You did. I've seen the
You
movie,
just didn't want to catch them all.
You did.
the Mewtwo movie. That was the only movie I ever watched.
Mhm.
It wasn't bad. Don't get me
No,
wrong. It was a
not
decent
bad.
movie to watch, but the trading cards never got involved with that stuff.
I think
I got to go Batman. I don't know. I know.
Did you go Pokemon?
I was going to go Batman.
Oh, okay.
I am going to go Batman because I feel like for me that's the one that if I'm going to pick between the two, I'm probably going to watch Batman. I think there's more misses in the episodes with Pokemon. I feel like with how they told some of their stories as opposed to me with Batman.
Okay. Ronnie, unless you're busy.
I said Batman. I said it right.
Oh,
away.
okay. I wasn't sure.
No, Batman for me. I wasn't big into the show for Pokemon. I did do, the cards and stuff like that I had. And would watch the show here, there, whatever. But I mean, it's Batman. Batman, most iconic character of all time.
And the show is
Or
just
at least
so
one of them.
good.
I was about to
Yeah.
say that's a big.
I mean, and the show is not geared for kids.
No.
At least that first season. Once it
That what-
became Batman and Robin, they might have loosened it up a little bit, but
yeah.
That first season is dark.
Well, it was Batman the Animated Series, then it was Batman and Robin, and then it
Yeah.
was the New Adventures of Batman
And Robin.
And Robin.
Yeah.
So, all right, this could be actually a surprise. I think I'm going to go Batman the Animated Series,
Oh, wow.
and I sat here thinking about it, and for me, let's preface this. I am a huge Pokemon fan. I still have all the
Yes.
current games. Like I still will spend hours playing. I have gotten full completed Pokedexes at certain points. Don't hate. All right.
Appreciate.
Is Pokemon Go still going on?
Yeah. I
It's
still play.
still going
I still
on.
play Pokemon Go. It's a franchise that I love, but I don't love it for the show.
Yeah.
I watched the show.
Mhm.
I got tired of the show, but I never got tired of the franchise. So I think that says something where, as much as I love Pokemon, I don't love the show. And
Okay.
especially once Ash's voice changed, I hate when they do that.
Oh yeah.
It really just takes you out of it. And then for me, like, you watch Batman, and yeah, I mean, Batman the Animated Series led to Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, the Superman adventures, Kevin Conroy as
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Mark Hamill's the
Yeah.
Joker. Like, as much as I love the Pokemon franchise, it's not because of the show. A lot of people fell in love with the Batman franchise because of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Batman. It's tough one, though. Really
Yeah,
tough one.
yeah.
I mean, franchise money alone,
Yeah.
the amount of money that
Pokemon.
both. I mean, in
Yeah.
all honesty, Batman, that was a resurgence of Batman too
Well, see,
after
yeah.
the movies.
The thing with Batman too is it's more worldwide than Pokemon is. I feel like Pokemon's had its ins and outs. Like when we were kids, it was a big thing, and then all of a sudden, like it died, and then
I don't
it
think
kind of
it-
came back
It
when
didn't die.
Pokemon Go kind of came out.
Pokemon Go brought it to the more mainstream audience.
Yeah.
Like, they were still cranking out games.
Well, they
quality
were,
games too.
but it wasn't as big as it was when we were kids.
No, but in all
And then it
honesty,
died, and then it shot back
Pokemon
up.
Pokemon changed the video game video game industry forever, and it made the Game Boy, a portable system, a
Yeah.
viable system. Like, Game
Yeah.
Boy was fine, like you had
Yeah.
your Tetris, your Super Mario, but it was
Paperboy.
Paper.
I love
But
Paperboy.
Paperboy was Nintendo, the actual console. Not, I don't think they had a Game Boy version.
No, they did.
Did they? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I only played Pokemon, guys. But because of Pokemon, not only did Nintendo, their handheld systems take off in a way that they've beaten every other company in terms of
Yeah.
handheld. Like, PlayStation tried with the PSP. I want to say Sega had the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Or not the Sega Genesis,
No,
the handheld
Game
one.
Gear.
Game Gear,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well,
Like, they all tried. Nintendo's the only one, and Pokemon is a very big factor. And the Switch is awesome. I love the Switch. Like, I play all sorts of games on it, and now, like, the Batman Arkham games just came out.
oh nice.
On the
So,
Switch?
On the Switch,
Oh, wow.
the entire trilogy,
Wow.
including Pattinson's outfit.
Very
But,
good.
so, like, for me, like, because of Pokemon was the biggest factor in Nintendo's handheld technology moving
Mhm.
as it did, because you had to get the new one in order to play the new Pokemon. I was so mad. I went through the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance, the DS, the
Mhm.
DS Lite, and then
Did you have a GameCube?
no, I never had a GameCube.
Mm.
I had to borrow. Matt Frigieri let me play his.
Oh,
Speaking of which, kind of off topic.
So how is it?
Uh,
Speaking of which,
Well, because you were talking about GameCubes and stuff like that.
oh,
There's a place in Palisades Mall that sells
Yeah.
old Nintendos, N64s,
Level 3.
GameCubes, and stuff. No, it's something else that we were just there yesterday. I forget what it's called.
Danbury?
No,
No,
Palisades.
yeah.
Oh, Palisades.
Mall.
I thought you said Danbury.
Yeah.
Well, there is a
no.
store in the Danbury Mall that
Called Level
sells
3.
Oh, do they?
that sells like game controllers and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Old
We have
games.
Super Nintendo sitting over there.
They
that works.
They have hundreds of Nintendo games, and then like 100 like N64 games.
Please
Like,
don't
it's
tell
crazy.
producer Melanie. She loves, especially old school gaming. She is a huge.
See, I kind of want to go buy the N64 Superman game and try and actually play it.
You can't. You can't. It's so
No,
broken.
don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, guys. So,
You know
Focus,
that,
guys, come
you know
on.
that has
Back up.
multiplayer?
Oh,
seriously?
Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
All right. Okay, we've got Disney's Recess versus Real Monsters.
Ooh. I mean,
Real monsters.
For me, I can't speak for the rest of you. I feel like Recess came a little late for me to enjoy fully. It was still pretty good. I watched it on Saturday mornings. It was on, I think, after Doug. But I loved Real Monsters because it was just so out of left field.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna go. It's same thing. I think Recess came out. We were a little bit older for Recess, but I love the movie.
I was gonna say
Recess
the
movie
movie
really
was
good. But I'm gonna go All Real Monsters. Like, it's just such an iconic show for '90s kids. It's one of
Yeah.
those things, like the guy holding his own eyeballs. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
still.
I
Like-
think that's the voice of Patrick too.
Probably. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
and
It
the-
does sound
And
very
then
similar.
the wormy girl is the voice of Chucky.
Yeah.
It's just great how you
Yes.
can hear the voices. And
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
It's like
well, Nickelodeon recycled a lot
They
of its
did,
actors.
they
did. Yeah.
A lot of places do.
Right.
CW's famous for
Makes
it.
it easier.
Yeah.
too.
But I'm gonna go Real Monsters. Ronnie?
I'm gonna agree. Our Real Monsters. That is a tough one though, because I did like Recess. I did love the movie too.
We
you're
still-
also a
we
little,
still
you're,
like
you're also a
Recess.
little younger than us.
Yeah.
So Recess came right, like probably perfect for you.
Yeah.
For you.
But yeah, I think the fact that Our Real Monsters was something completely different, helped it. I mean, Recess is very similar to like Hey Arnold and all those other shows that kind of were around the same time and themes and everything, but Our Real Monsters gives it.
Takes the cake on that one.
I liked Recess more, so my vote's for Recess. It's one I have more memories of the episodes, and I'm not as big a fan of the creepy as some other people, so that's probably why I didn't care for Real.
That's fair.
There's my iconic character designs, but
That show was dark. I mean, the show was literally dark.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
like it was not a bright show, Our Real Monsters, but even the opening
Yeah.
intro was just
Creepy.
creepy.
I mean, there is one that's a little bit darker, which I'm sure you probably have.
Oh, it's right on here. All right, we've got the Fantastic Four 90s cartoon
It's so bad.
versus Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Captain Planet is
Planet
iconic.
Yeah.
It made me want to fight pollution.
I
I wanted to be a Planeteer so bad.
All right, next we got The Tick versus Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies. Muppet Babies is one of those shows. As a child, we were young when that show was out.
Oh, we were. I
we
mean,
were like 2.
that was Nick June. Well, yes, it was an 80s show. It literally did its entire first syndication run in the 80s, but it went at least into the mid 90s on Nick Jr.
Yeah,
And that's how we consumed it.
Yeah.
I love that show. I remember watching it as a kid, as young as we were. It had all the fun cutaways to other famous
Yeah.
properties, and Nanny scared the crap out of it. It's just her legs. I remember as a kid, I had a nightmare about Nanny, and I still remember it like to this day. But because all you saw were just her legs, that was it.
Yeah.
You know what this bitch looks like?
Ronnie?
I'm gonna go Muppet Babies as well. It's just a
Theme
little
song
bit more
alone.
iconic.
Theme song alone. Make our dreams come
Muppet
true.
Babies.
Make
Yeah,
our dreams-
it's a shame. I love Muppet Babies. It's a shame we're never gonna find the show's never gonna show up
Yeah.
on streaming. The rights for the show are so tied up in other stuff. It's just a shame because that show is
It's good.
so good. It is just the definition of the 80s. All right, this is an easy one. We got King of the Hill
Mm.
versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, the 80s one?
Yes, the
Oh,
80s one.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage.
See, this is where when I was talking with Brendan, I was like, I'm gonna do just 90s show, and then I'm like, crap, that means I
Yeah.
can't do Turtles. I
Yeah.
can't do,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I gotta have Turtles in here.
I do like King of the Hill. I think
King of the
if
Hill is an
King of the
underrated.
Hill
Yeah,
came out now, it would be a huge hit.
yeah, because it was
I
a
think
different type of humor.
Yeah, it was
like,
way
it's-
ahead of its time. It was
Yeah.
something that your teenagers and your adults would have to watch. We didn't really watch it.
Yeah,
But I do love King of the Hill. Like
Mhm.
looking back at it now, watching it now. But yeah, TMNT.
I'm trying to make an argument for King of the Hill, even though I've only seen a few episodes. But I'm going to go with Turtles. I do want to. I still think about the episode of King of the Hill where Bobby might be the Buddha, and how that ends. And I'm like, that is such like the left-handed way of picking the
Yeah.
answer.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite things from it. But no, I think Turtles. The opening theme song
Yep.
and wanting to be like, oh, let's eat pizza. I want to eat. Why not just eat
Yeah.
pizza? Do martial arts. It seems awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think anything will ever top the cartoon and then the original 90s, the first
The
two movies.
Yes.
For Turtles. They try, it's just not working. I have not seen the new one, so
That's pretty good.
I heard,
I heard people liked it, so I will
heard
wait
Mute-
to
Mutant-
hear and watch
Mutant
that.
Mayhem.
Supposedly it's very good.
Yes.
But for anyone out there who doesn't know, you can now watch the original Ninja Turtles cartoon on Paramount Plus. I believe
I
the
know
whole
what I'm
series is
watching
available.
tonight.
And I've been watching it. I mean, it's great. It's just
Yeah.
a typical 80s car. It's so good. All right, we got Hey Arnold versus
Football
Pinky and the Brain.
Ooh.
Oh, you broke up the Animaniacs.
Well,
Oh,
because
Pinky
Pinky and the Brain got their own show.
Yeah,
they had
they
their own
did.
show, yeah.
All right.
They
I'm
they
gonna-
started on Animaniacs, but then they got their own show.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Football Head.
Mm,
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
As much as
two totally different shows.
It's
Just-
two totally different shows.
they're both
I
so
do-
iconic
oh.
of the time, though. Like
Pinky and the Brain is so good.
I still quote though. What are we gonna do tonight, Brain?
Yeah,
That's a great quote. That's why.
Yeah,
and the song and everything is so good, but
The pop culture references, it's
uh,
you know,
I
Hey Arnold doesn't. Hey Arnold's again. It's two totally different shows.
it's funny now that we're talking about it, I'm like, wait, maybe it's not as easy as Hey Arnold.
Well, I know I'm gonna go with Hey Arnold because I feel like Pinky and the Brain probably because it started out as a bit thing, like okay, we need to fill like a 10-minute gap or what as a skit thing. It those why I feel like you're gonna confuddle your memories of the TV show that was 30 minutes versus the little bits.
The little bits,
and I think that's those characters work better in the little bits, whereas some of those schemes don't lend themselves well to that 23-minute arc of an episode. So I'm going with Hey Arnold.
I'm gonna go with Hey Arnold. I love Pinky and the Brain, but I remember Hey Arnold. I remember wanting Arnold's room in the attic. It was the coolest room, fully insulated and had a skylight. No big deal. Also, it blew my mind when you found out that Arnold's last name was actually Shortman. And that's why the grandpa called him Shortman the entire time because that was his last name. And that blew me away. I remember as a kid. Yeah. But I think, the movie and the fact that they still had the Paramount Plus ad with him, I think Pinky and the Brain were in one too.
Possibly.
Yeah. But like just when Patrick Stewart throws him
that
the Super Bowl ad, like I think Arnold, Hey Arnold, and obviously creepy Helga. Creepy Helga.
Helga Pataki.
The fact that she was able to say "You make my girlhood quiver" at one point, like that was one of those examples of something that went woof right over our head. But it's also one of those shows that they still have theories about. Like there are theories that like Helga's mom was actually an alcoholic, and that's why she always has a drink in her hand. She's always depressed. Like there's a lot more to that show, and I think as much as I love Pinky and the Brain, it worked better as a short.
Yeah. Hey Arnold was one of those shows that I think just it showed us a snapshot of stuff we'd not really seen on a cartoon. It's like that urban in the city.
It was almost like real life.
Yeah, really, it was. And they never did anything I thought that was over the top ridiculous. They did have like a ghost episode.
The ghost episode and Pigeon Man.
Pigeon Man. I don't remember the Pigeon Man one.
Like literally gets carried away by pigeons.
Yeah.
But I will say that show also tackled some real life issues, bullying, depression, stoop kids afraid to leave a stoop, all that. And I like how, and even better, the stoop kid episode.
And he finally does.
He does, but the problem is he doesn't learn anything from it.
Yeah.
All he learns is now how to harass people on the street. He for that to be the ending of a kid's show that should be wrapped up in a nice bow Brady Bunch style. It did some bold choices.
Monkey Man.
No, Monkey Man.
But like the snow episode with the heat with the summer episode, that they were literally the same episode. That the two hats. I always thought that was great. Where they like the one I always remember is the one where he has the list of the things to do on a Saturday morning, and everything is just going wrong for him.
Yeah,
so good. All right, we've got CatDog versus Aladdin, the series, the Disney Aladdin.
I'm gonna go Aladdin the series. I remember watching it, and I remember CatDog too. And CatDog had a great theme, but Aladdin was Aladdin. It was part of it. It had the cloud of the movies to back it, and also it did a crossover with Hercules, the animated series.
Yes.
And like just for that alone, it just gives like CatDog was great, but it also led to too many existential questions about my own existence.
Well, that's your problem.
Like, where do they poop?
Oh
yeah.
This is what 10-year-old Paul Baglietta would think about.
They share a butthole in the middle.
They share a butthole
in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look it up.
I don't want to.
Ronnie, what are you going with?
I'm going CatDog. I think
for the reasons he just mentioned.
Yeah. For the butthole. Now, to me, it is a better show than Aladdin was. Now, Aladdin overall, because of obviously the movie and stuff like that. Yes, the Aladdin universe or whatever you want to say.
Aladdinverse.
Yeah, the Aladdinverse.
We made it a thing.
Is obviously better, but like if you're taking shows side by side and you're looking at the quality of the shows, I think CatDog is better.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I like Aladdin mostly because CatDog to me just seemed one of those like Nickelodeon would come out with some really stupid, silly shows sometimes. So I would say like Brendan and Stimpy would fall into that for me. CatDog. I feel like maybe not the Angry Beavers, but there were a few other ones there was like definitely like SpongeBob. There were just shows where to me these are just stupid, and I'm like, I'm not wasting my time with this, so I'm going with Aladdin.
Every dislike on this video is because Brendan just said he hates SpongeBob.
Yep.
I do not like SpongeBob. I don't care who knows.
I'm not
I even as a kid, I thought CatDog was just a little too ridiculous for me. I did watch it. It had its moments, but Aladdin, I thought, was the best of the series of the Disney films. I thought it did the better job. I think it had the better characters to really create a series because, I mean, it's Aladdin, you know, the adventures of Aladdin with the genie and with Abu, and, you know, you have Iago in there. So I thought Aladdin was the better of those TV series. So I got to go Aladdin. All
You
right.
guys could be wrong.
That's true. I included this one show because, again, I was like, yeah, maybe we did watch it in the early 90s when we were really young, but we have not this one. Johnny Bravo versus the Magic School Bus.
I was Magic School Bus.
Wow.
Oh, see,
Okay, hands down. I'm sorry, it's Magic School Bus. Johnny Bravo. I was
I'm
thinking
agreeing.
of. Oh, yes, you're gonna agree.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, I thought he was. Yes, thank you. So I was thinking about this on the way up here. I'm like, Johnny Bravo is just a dumb idiot. I'm like, no, there's no. I don't. That's why I never watched it per se. Because I'm like, this is a dumb idiot guy. I'm not gonna watch a story about a dumb idiot trying to pick up girls. No, I'm not gonna do that.
You hang out with us when we were younger.
I didn't know any better, maybe.
Dumb idiots. Not
Now we're just dumb idiots. We're just dumb idiots.
But no, I like Magic School Bus was a show. Again, I think that it came from the books, and the books were fantastic. I always loved the outer space book episode the best. But I felt like it did all those things that a good teacher would, where it kind of
Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle had ace up her sleeve all the time with her magic, but she kind of relied on the students to kind of come up with a solution. Oh, hey, we have a leak in the bus, and that's stomach acid coming in. Well, hope you get you kids know a trick or two to figure this out, you know, before I magic us out of here. And I just felt like that show was one. It's out of left field because it wasn't on one of your usual,
It was PBS. Wasn't it?
PBS. So it wasn't Fox, it wasn't Disney, it wasn't Nickelodeon.
Funded by users like you.
Exactly. And I just think it was a great adaptation of the book. And I think that series, as short as it was compared to Johnny Bravo, I think is the way better show
All said.
than Johnny Bravo.
Also,
Yeah.
Paul.
I'm gonna be against the grain. I'm gonna say Johnny Bravo. So, well, no, scratch that. The Magic School Bus is the clear winner, just to annoy Brendan. But in all honesty, I think we were a little young for Johnny Bravo. It was definitely a little bit more geared towards like the teenagers, older, and we were right before that. Like, I think Johnny Bravo is still an iconic character. He's very funny. Like, there's the things they got away with on that show.
Yeah.
Like they make some very casual, inappropriate jokes, and some of them are well past what would be considered okay today. But for me, I was never a Magic School Bus fan for a couple of reasons. One, Arnold died in space. Just so everybody's clear, Arnold actually died.
Did he though? Did you see it happen?
Yes, he's frozen to death. Like, just blue face. Like, it's horrific. I'm not going to edit this episode much, but I'm going to put that image there.
But he comes back to life.
Because of magic. He still died, and they don't even talk about the trauma. Also,
What trauma?
What? Also, I had a fear as a child that the Magic School Bus was inside me at some point.
Oh,
That was an irrational fear as a child.
You know that's how they do colonoscopies, right?
I was 8. Things I didn't need to worry about, but I was worried about that Magic School Bus floating around like, hey, check out that. It's normally bigger in other people. But anyway.
Well, the liver?
Yeah, don't worry about it. But also, I will point out that Miss Frizzle was also jacked. There's a great meme of her like bench pressing 4 plates each side, no arch back. Frizzle's on the juice, man. But obviously, Magic School Bus is more iconic. It's got a bigger fan base.
Yeah.
It's like you're Bill Nye the Science. It was when learning stuff was fun.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I guess you could say, quote unquote, like a book nerd. Like, I liked school back then
when it was coloring.
Yeah, you know,
when school was
coloring
easy.
in shapes. Ronnie thrived.
You didn't pass or fail back then.
Learn stuff too from it, like, and it doesn't rot your brain, you know, as your parents would say, you know.
I don't remember watching the show, but I do remember reading the books, and I could be wrong, but there used to be like computer games for it as well.
Oh yeah,
I think.
probably, yeah.
I think they had them in our elementary school, so I do remember it.
You guys remember Math Blaster?
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Do you remember Super Munchers?
Yep.
I was also a big fan of Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego. Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
The show was fun too. Is that on this list? Carmen Sandiego?
We'll find out.
Possibly.
Oh,
all right, we got Real Monsters versus Batman the Animated Series.
Batman
the Animated Series.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh no.
All right, we got Captain Planet versus Muppet Babies.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go with Captain Planet on this one.
I'm gonna go Muppet Babies on this one.
Okay.
Ronnie?
Make your dreams come true. The planet was screwed anyway.
It still is.
It still is. But imagination never dies.
I'm gonna go Muppet Baby.
Okay.
Yes.
I gotta go Muppet Babies on this. That movie
Oh.
just tugs at my heart. I love
Yeah.
that. That
I feel
show
like this
tugs
is
at my
retri-
heart.
I feel this is retribution for last episode.
I'm not gonna lie though, I love
No.
Captain Planet. That's a show I would rewatch.
Yeah.
And also the Don Cheadle bit when he plays. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, we got Hey Arnold versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage.
Hey Arnold.
Wow.
Oh, my gut says on this one, teenage. I'm gonna go with teenage. I'd say just 'cause I think that's more iconic for me. I feel like. Yeah, I'm gonna just say leave it at that.
Right, so you said Hey Arnold, and
Yeah.
then we got two Teenage.
Yeah. Are you gonna tie it up or are you gonna
It's tough. It's tough because
It
I
is.
love Hey Arnold. I really do. But I gotta go Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's fine.
'cause It's just
They're
it's
both great
so-
shows.
No,
Yeah.
I just
That's the problem with this. You can't go wrong with. Well, now you can't really go wrong with what you choose.
I don't know. When I said my answer, everybody looked at me and they were like, "Oh, you."
I was
surprised.
surprised.
That's
That's why.
A little bit slightly off of, but like learning from educational TV.
Yeah.
People talk about Bill Nye all the time. I'm a huge. I don't like Bill Nye as much as I liked Beakman's World. Did any of you guys watch Beakman's World growing up?
No.
Beakman's World was a show where you had people write in and ask him different questions about science things. So, and I like that potpourri more of like, you're going to learn about how a cyclone works in one segment, and then you're going to learn how you're able to put recordings on a cassette tape, because that's how old the show is, to actually play things out. And whereas when Bill Nye only talked about one topic for 30 minutes, I felt like it was a lot of times like beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
So that was always my preference in my educational TV shows growing up. With then actually I would put Mr. Wizard over Bill Nye as well. I remember Mr. Wizard.
No.
Man, I am really showing my age here.
remember
Now
Mr.
that I would get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning just to watch Mr. Wizard some days.
Yeah.
so the matchup was supposed to be Disney's Aladdin versus Magic School Bus.
I'm gonna go Magic School Bus.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think that too. And also one thing I liked about the Metro School Bus as well was like at the end, they would almost like fact check themselves, like having like pretend like the students were calling, like,
Yeah.
it would take much longer to travel between Uranus and Neptune. And they're like, yeah, we know that. I picked the wrong planet.
You picked the worst planets. Oh,
God,
all
no,
the things you could have done.
Actually, the worst planet is Pluto because it's not one.
Yeah, but
It's a dwarf planet now. I was just watching those clues.
you're a different planet now.
But no, I thought that was really cool. They kind of fact checked themselves, so kids will understand. Like, yeah, no, we had to make some changes because it's a TV show. But yes, it actually would take like 30 years for the traveling to happen. Don't fact check me, please. Now,
All right, so we got Magic School Bus beating
Aladdin.
Disney's Aladdin. So our next matchup is Batman the Animated Series versus Muppet Babies.
All right, I'll take it away, which means I'm gonna talk now.
What? Jeez, God, somebody's a
All
little.
right, so Batman versus Muppet Babies.
Yeah,
that's a
tough.
tough one. I'm
going Batman.
I'm gonna go Batman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Batman. Not tough at all.
Yeah.
All right, you're not giving me a problem there. I'm good. All right. I love Muppet Babies, but Batman is the better show.
Yeah.
Magic School Bus versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Turtles.
All right, good. Okay.
Shut up, Miss Frizzle.
I'm actually kind of surprised Magic School Bus went that far.
All right. All right.
Pretty magical.
Batman versus Turtles.
Batman. They also did a movie, Batman versus the Ninja Turtles, and Batman won. So I think that's
They did a Batman versus Ninja Turtles.
They did.
Yeah,
I'm going.
I know you're going Turtles. You
I'm going
weirdo.
Turtles. I like the Turtles more than the Batman when I was a kid.
I'm Batman.
Yeah. No, you're not Batman.
I knew you two were going Batman. I feel like Sean's gonna go Batman too.
You're gonna do it. Just do
Yeah,
it.
I'm sorry. I got to go Batman. I just think Batman is
It's wrong, but it's
a better
okay.
show.
All right.
All right.
Ugh.
So I think this is the winner of this first half of the bracket.
Okay.
My bracket is 64. Hopefully, unless I screwed something totally up on this, which is extremely possible. But so The Simpsons versus Batman the Animated Series.
Batman the Animated Series.
Okay. I'm not longevity means jack right now.
Yeah, no,
It's too far ahead now that I got to worry about
At this,
longevity.
for these two shows, it's what will I put on right now to be entertained, and that is Batman the
The
Animated
Simpsons.
Series.
I'm going The Simpsons.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Batman. That to me just had more of an imprint on me as a child. And well, I got to stay up late to watch Simpsons when I was younger. I think Batman had much more of an impact on me.
Sean?
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. My nostalgia is just I gotta go Batman, the animated series. I just think it's again, I will state that I think if The Simpsons had stopped after like season 15, I don't think anything could beat it.
Mhm.
But because the show is just so stretched out now and it's just not as good,
Yeah.
I think is another reason why I gotta go Batman on this one.
Mm.
All right, let's see. And did I screw this up somehow?
So the shows I'm
Alright,
expecting.
so sorry, keep going.
I was like, shows I'm expecting to hear because he mentioned Ace of Ventura. I'm like, are we gonna get Beetlejuice? Or is there any of these other movies? Like you could mention Men in Black. There's another one that was a movie to a TV show.
Oh, man.
You know, there was a bunch of those at one point.
Yeah.
You know, that was not messing up. I think adding more glut to the Saturday morning cartoon block.
Where's Street Sharks?
Oh my goodness, you're
Rocket
right.
Power.
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon.
Brendan's really freaking out during this. He was so
like-
maintained during
Yeah,
Multiverse
right?
Fancast. Now, suddenly we get to a couple of shows and he's just like, oh my God, Sailor Moon.
Thundercats.
The Thundercats are good one.
Savage Dragon. Remember that one?
No.
Okay.
Jackie Chan Adventures. That was a good one.
Which one?
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yes, Jackie Chan Adventure was really good.
Who'd win in a fight? Jackie Chan Adventures or the Men in Black?
Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
You think
maybe
Jackie
Jackie
Chan?
Chan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
That
Men in Black
is.
have alien technology. He's got magic.
I was gonna say, like, are you talking about with weapons or without weapons?
With weapons,
Oh
obviously.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a
with-
fair fight almost.
With weapons.
With weapons.
They can shoot him at a distance. That noisy
I was
cricket.
gonna say.
Yeah, but they got the talismans in Jackie Chan Adventures. He's got immortality as one of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's a little tough. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got laser blasts as another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, no big deal.
Yeah, right.
Thank you guys for watching part 1 of our cinematic March Madness Battle Royale. If you guys want to see the second part, it's going to be live in exactly 24 hours on the YouTube channel, so make sure you guys check back here for that. If you guys want to hear the entire episode in its entirety, you guys can go to our website or you can go to Podbean and listen to the podcast version, which is live now. But don't forget to check in tomorrow for the final review of this Battle Royale.
Battle Royale!